Hello everyone and welcome back to another Fortnite Save the World video. As promised, we're going to be going over patch 4.0's heroes, the Shadow Ops heroes. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into it. If you watched my 4.0 patch review, I told you a little bit about the heroes and said that I would be going into a little bit more in-depth detail video on the heroes. So that's what this video is going to be about. So let's go ahead and jump into it. So first off, we'll go ahead and cover the normal heroes, and then we'll get into the mythic hero. So right now we have two heroes, or I should say two soldier heroes. They are Double Agent Evelyn and Vaughn. And as we can see right here, the Double Agent, the new soldiers are basically they're kind of specialize in pistols. So we get advanced tactics, so we get ranged weapon damage increased by 10%, health increased by 10%. That's pretty normal on soldiers. Then we actually have the new ability that Epic introduced for the soldier this time around with the Shadow Ops, which is lefty and righty. It basically equips two pistols that fire 6 times per second, dealing 57 base physical damage per shot for 10 seconds. So that's kind of the way that it looks, and the way that I've seen it play is it kind of plays like Going Commando, except that it's using pistols. So, but still, it's a new concept kind of thing. And once you go in and you use lefty and righty, you can't do anything else until it expires. And then we have debilitating shots, dealing ranged damage, applies 1 stack of vulnerability. Increasing damage taken from all sources by 5% on the target for 15 seconds, and stacks up to 3 times. Pretty standard for your soldier. In a pinch, increases weapon reload speed by 35% if the magazine is empty. That's kind of nice. Kind of a nice new ability. Then you've got dual debilitation. Lefty and righty now applies debilitating shots. So that's kind of nice when you use your ability. Frag grenade, of course, always, I think frag grenades are awesome in this game. I think that they're underrated. Use them all the time. They get frag grenades. Lingering pain, the vulnerability effect from debilitating shots can now stack up to 5 times. Pretty standard there. Where's lefty, eliminating enemies with pistols reduces the cooldown of lefty and righty by 1 second. Now that is really beneficial. At the level 15, is that when you eliminate enemies with pistols, and so that's why I say it's pretty much using pistols with these characters, because it helps with regenerating, for lack of a better term, what I like to call your super, or one of your. It's kind of like your. I think it's a good takeout ability. But anyways. So using pistols by eliminating reduces that cooldown. The cooldown's kind of long, so that is a way to help get that to get that time reduced on that ability. Another great ability at level 18 is grenade generation. Every 20 kills with a ranged weapon grants 1 frag grenade. So constantly regenerating frag grenades on kills. So that's a good bonus on this new soldier. Shockwave, pretty atypical on a soldier. Cluster bombs, awesome. Releases 6 cluster explosions around the impact site that will each do 25% of the original damage. It's a pretty cool ability, and also with the cluster bomb that she gets at 25 as one of her perks, which if we go over and we look at her, look at the bonuses, that is actually a tactical squad bonus that she applies to your other heroes if you're playing something else like your urban assault or something like that. So cluster bombs, explosions, so pretty cool. So she gets it. as one of her perks, but she also can give it to one of your other soldiers with their frag mobs. And then at level 30, we get Bang and Pow. When dealing damage with lefty and righty, causes an explosion that deals 432.1 energy damage in a 5 tile radius. So that ability, lefty and righty, is really good, and I mean all of their abilities really complement one another. And like I said, if you like playing soldiers, this is a great soldier to level up and play. Plus with the tactical squad bonus that she gives while you might be leveling her up. Like I said, I'm not at max level. I don't have a whole bunch of extra hero XP so I can get them up to top level at the point in time. But as you're potentially maybe leveling her up, you can maybe throw her into your into your squad to pick up at least a squad bonus if you're playing other soldiers and stuff like that. So really, really cool there. We'll go ahead and give you a little bit of a view here of what what she looks like, and then we'll go ahead real quick and jump over. And of course, this is Vaughn, the male counterpart to Evelyn, the new soldier hero special spec ops soldiers in patch 4.0. So with the soldiers being taken care of, let's go ahead and jump down into the constructor. We get Demolitionist Penny, and with a new Demolitionist, we get Creative Engineering, increases build speed, reduces building costs by 10%. Pretty atypical for a constructor. The base ability, pretty standard there on constructors. Faster explosions, increases explosive weapon reload speed by 35%. So, like I said, in the patch 4.0, that the constructors really look like they're going after explosive weapons and kind of hanging out around on their base. So right there is one of the reasons why it's like it increases explosive weapons reload speed by 35%. Grease the wheels, reduces the cooldown of decoy by 15 seconds. That's kind of nice. Kinetic overload. So with that, the damage type is considered plasma as well as energy. Critical hits with hardware and melee weapons trigger kinetic overload, dealing additional damage and knockback to the target. Can trigger once every 6 seconds. That's on several other ones, but kind of nice. That not only does plasma, it's also considered energy. Then at ability number 12, we get increases decoy enemy attract radius by 1.5 tiles. Level 15, we get increases base connectivity by 1 building piece, so that actually moves her base ability up to 4. We get exit plan. While inside the base, the constructor speed and blunt weapon critical hit rates are increased. Increases run speed by 12%. Increases critical hit rate by blunt weapons by 6%. Then of course we get bull rush. That's pretty common on constructors. And then the one ability that I was talking about, which is pretty awesome, is enduring machine. Your weapon takes 60% less durability damage while on base. And then of course ability number 3 is get ready for surprise. Decoy explodes when it is destroyed or expires. So it really looks like what they were doing with the new constructors that they introduced in this patch was that really just kind of hanging around on base, using explosive weapons to kind of clear mobs. Mobs of husk, and using blunt weapons and stuff like that. So overall, not bad. Her base, like I said, only goes out to about 4, so just a little above the normal of 3. But overall, I don't know. I like playing constructor, so I haven't got her when I play soldiers quite a bit. So when I got my choice on when I was opening up some llamas, I actually took soldiers because I wanted the cluster bombs. And then be able to actually play them, and I had the choice to pick her. But if I get her, I'm gonna get her up to level and where I'm at and play her a little bit. So and then of course this is how she is that's how she looks. And then we'll back out here, and we'll go in, and I'll show you the male counterpart about what he looks like. And that is Demolitionist Bull. So that is the constructor. So let's go ahead now and jump down to the ninjas. The ninjas are actually called Piercing Lotus Edge, and actually his name is Edge. They're called Piercing Lotus as the subclass. So they get Shinobi, reduces fall damage taken by 10%, increases run and sprint speed by 10%. Throwing stars, pretty common there on a ninja. Of course, we get Mana Sleep. And then ability 5, we get Corrosive Stars. Throwing stars afflict their targets. So, their throwing stars are actually causing affliction. Doing 25% of throwing stars damage every 3 seconds for 6 seconds. This effect can stack up to 3 times. Then, of course, we get Poking Holes, which the ninja deals 28% more damage with spears to afflicted targets. So, as I said in the patch 4, is that it seems like what they want you to do is they want you to throw your stars and then use your spears to go up and smash them. So anyways, let's go ahead and move on. So Smoke Bomb. So I really like Smoke Bomb. With the ability to do damage and of course slow the enemies. Shadow Stance. After defeating an enemy with a melee weapon or edged weapon, the ninja enters a Shadow Stance for 4 seconds. During Shadow Stance, damage resistance is increased by 50%. Mana Sleep is, of course, 60% less energy, and ninja becomes more difficult to see. Pretty standard with the ninjas. Ability at level 15 is Now You See Me. The ninja uses the distracting effect of Smoke Bomb to enter Shadow Stance. So once again, kind of standard. Ability, or level 18 ability, is called Pointy Fury. Increases spear combo attack efficiency by 150%. Not quite sure what to make of that skill. Crescent Kick, pretty standard once again. And then at level 25, we get Piercing Stars. So throwing stars pierce through up to 3 targets. And then the last ability at 30 is Fan of Stars. The ninja throws 2 additional throwing stars. All throwing stars are thrown instantly in a spreading arc. So kind of a little bit of a different. I think that's a little bit of a switch up on that. So it's kind of like lining up like a line of husk, throwing your corrosive stars at them, causing affliction, and then going in and beating them down with your spear. So pretty cool. So anyway, so this is what he looks like, and then that's what Edge looks like, and then we'll go ahead and go over and show you what Luna looks like, his counterpart for the ninja Shadow Ops. Alright, so with the ninjas covered, let's go ahead and jump down, and finally we'll go ahead and we're going to go ahead and take a look at the Outlanders. And these guys are Shotgunner Grizzly and Shotgunner Buzz. So with the Outlanders, we get Focused Acquisition, increases chance to find double loot by 6%. Nice ability. And I just thought about it. I didn't show you guys the bonuses on the other one, so I will go back and cover that. My apologies. Trying to get this video out in time so you guys are kind of up to date on the heroes in this new patch 4.0. So anyways, let's go ahead and cover the Outlanders, and then go back and show you what their bonuses are. My apologies. So with the Outlanders, you get Focused Acquisition, increases chance to find double loot by 6%. My assumption is that that's not what it's going to be. Okay, so we'll come back and look at that. I was thinking that that might be one of the abilities that he shares, but Loot Llama. So pretty atypical, right? Loot Llama on the Outlander, and then of course we get Shock Tower. Uh, it's I talked about it in my other video in 4.0, is that these Outlanders seem to appear that they are kind of focused on shock towers and stuff like that, because there's a lot of abilities in here that that could go over shock tower. Um, so yeah, they pick up shock tower, and then going into the number 2, we get phase shift. Um, pretty standard on most Outlanders. Ability level 5, we get Pump It Up, increases shotgun rate of fire by 35%. So kind of that's where I was saying in that last video, is that it looks like shock tower and potentially shotguns are going to be one of the weapons that these new Outlanders are going to be using. At level 8, we get Shocking Embrace, increases the duration of shock tower by 3 seconds if placed with a charge fragment. So kind of have to have a charge fragment to be able to increase that duration. So, good or bad, not 100% sure. In the zone, after 5 hits in a row with a pickaxe, gaining in the zone, which increases your pickaxe damage by 24%. Pretty typical for Outlanders. At level 12, we get in an Outlander, eliminating 3 enemies with 10 seconds after using phase shift will refund the phase shift charge. Kind of nice. At level 15, we get Hit them while they're down, 24% more damage to stun, staggered, and knock down targets. At level 18, we get Phase Shield. Phase Shield forces the shield to regenerate for 4 seconds. Your shield will regenerate even if you continue to take damage, but it will only generate at 20% of the regular rate. Kind of nice. I think that that's a good ability. I don't really play Outlanders unless I'm farming. Hope to change that. But it still looks, I think it's kind of a nice ability. Then we get any material charge. That's pretty atypical once again on an Outlander. And then at level 25, we get Electroshock. Shock Tower will do an additional 133% additional impact damage. So beefing up that Shock Tower. So not only do we get to increase the duration, but we can also, it deals an additional 133%. And then the last ability at level 30 is Run and Stun. Passing through enemies with phase shift applies a 3-second stun. So, I don't know. As I said in my last video, that this hero seems to be, at least the Outlanders seem to be focused on Shock Tower. Mixed reviews on Shock Tower. Don't have a lot of experience with it. So, but if it is decent, which maybe, I don't know, maybe if I get him, go in and I'll play some, and I'll be able to give you guys a little bit of what I think about it. So, but that is him. We'll go ahead real quick and take a look. This is what he looks like. And then we'll go ahead and go back and we'll look at Shotgunner Buzz, his counterpart in the Outlander, the female version. Okay, and so those are the heroes, and like I said, as I promised, I apologize for not covering it earlier on, but let's go ahead and take a look at the bonuses of these guys. So with the Outlanders, we're getting a tactical squad bonus called Shocking Embrace, which increases the duration of Shock Tower by 3 seconds if placed with a charge fragment. Outlander primary hero. So, I don't know, maybe if you're playing this and you've got somebody else with a shock tower, or if you got 2 of them, you could throw them in, and your shock tower is going to last an additional 6 seconds. Doesn't say, and I don't know, maybe you'd have to might have to be tested or whatever, because a lot of them say if they have the ability, that doesn't apply to them, but it doesn't say that on this. For the bonus, so maybe it is if you play this and you have another person, it'll increase it by an additional 6%. Let's go ahead and come back here, and we're going to look at the bonus of the new Shadow Ops ninjas. And theirs is the heaviest attacks, which increases combo attack damage by 15%. Support bonuses are applied to your primary hero when this hero is in your support squad. So, looks like basically using heavy attacks with melee, so probably maybe a good ability to be able to throw into another ninja. Once again, have to be tested and stuff like that to see exactly how beneficial it is if people use heavy attacks or not like that. So that is the support squad bonus for the Piercing Lotus ninjas. And then finally, because I've already went over the soldier earlier on, let's go ahead and take a look at the squad bonus for the constructor. So the support squad bonus is pre-planning, reduces the cost of buildings by 10%. That's not bad. I mean, that's actually not a bad ability. For other constructors or just for other heroes if you like building and stuff like that, because that's the cost of buildings by 10%. I think that that ability, we'll take a quick look here, because I think that who is it? Is it Hotfixer? Yeah, see, he's Hotfixer's only decreasing it by 4%. Is it? I thought it was. Maybe it's Guardian Bull. Is it Guardian Bull? No, I thought that I thought there was another one that actually decreased it, but I thought that there was only 4%. So that ability for constructors, as far as the reduced costs on the bonus, reduces the cost of buildings by 10%. That's pretty awesome. I'm not sure. Like I said, I thought somebody else had one that was by 4. It was only 4%. So I don't know of anybody else that potentially does have 10% at this point in time. If you know the answer to that, leave a comment down in the comment section down below, and let me know. If there is somebody else that matches that new reduces the cost of buildings by 10%. I think that's the highest reduction cost thus far, potentially on a constructor. But if I don't get any comments, I will maybe leave a comment down there and correcting if I find something else out on that. But that, ladies and gentlemen, are the new heroes that came in patch 4.0. Hopefully this is a short enough video. But yeah, that's the heroes. I will maybe put together another video on the new weapons. So we'll just cover the heroes. We'll put another video together on the weapons. So hope you enjoyed the video going over the new heroes in patch 4.0. And the last hero that we're going to cover, as I said, is going to be the mythic hero, the Raven. You can pick him up for 3,200 gold in the event store currently in the first week of Season 4 or Patch 4.0. He is called Raven, a soldier with a subclass of Nevermore. So he basically starts out with advanced tactics, pretty much standard for any soldier, where the ranged weapon damage is increased by 10% and health is increased by 10%. He does get lefty and righty, which, like I said in the previous one on the other soldiers, is that kind of acts like going commando. It's just with pistols. At level 2, he gets debilitating shots. Once again, pretty standard for soldiers. Dual debilitation. Lefty and righty now applies debilitating shots, just like the other Shadow Ops soldiers. Gets lingering pain. The vulnerability effect from debilitating shots can now stack up to 5 times. He then gets at 2 stars. He gets picks up a war cry. And then at level 12, he gets practiced in combat, increases duration of war cry by 5 seconds. Then at level 15, he gets explosive rounds. Killing 10 enemies with ranged weapons deals 1,147.6 damage and a 1 tile radius. That's just it's a pretty. I think it's going to be a pretty cool ability. Especially if stuff is grouped up. At level 18, he gets wears lefty, eliminating enemies with a pistol, reduces the cooldown of lefty and righty by 1 second. So, once again, he is using, if we're using pistols with him, he is reducing that lefty and righty ability, which kind of takes a little bit long, but it's so. Once again, kind of focused on pistols to eliminate the enemies and reduce the cooldown on that lefty and righty. Then at 3 stars, he picks up, of course, the frag grenade. Then at level 25, he picks up Bang and Pow, dealing damage with lefty and righty, causing an explosion that deals 655.8 energy damage in a 5 tile radius. I think that's pretty big. I think that's a pretty nice ability. And then or perk. And then at level 30, he gets Kneecapper, increases the effectiveness of debilitating shots vulnerability stacks by 9%. So I think it's pretty awesome. The skin looks, it looks like he'll be a pretty good soldier. At some point in time, once I get my other heroes that I'm actually playing quite a bit, I'm going to get this guy leveled up and maybe get some footage on him. So let's go ahead and take a look at his bonuses. He does have two bonuses. He gets a support squad bonus, which is armored, gives 11% damage resistance, and those are applied to your primary hero, so no specific class that bonus applies to. And then he gets a tactical squad bonus, which is explosive rounds, killing 10 enemies with a range, which is basically just like his perk, and it doesn't stack with the non-tactical explosive rounds, and it applies to all classes. I think that's awesome. So specifically why I've got him leveled up to rank 2 right now. I haven't tried it yet. I've been actually using the other hero that was introduced in this for the explosion on the frag grenades because of playing the urban assault. So, anyways, guys, and ladies, he is in the event store right now for 3,200 gold. So make sure you pick him up, and that's going to be the last hero that we're going to be going over in the patch 4.0 update. And if you haven't already, please subscribe. If you liked the video and it was informative, please leave a like or a thumbs up, and I will talk to you all later.